Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And today's I came up with a very interesting scenario, which is a scenario how to tackle your measure or the calculation when there is a true many-to-many relationship is available. Okay, let's dig into this. And this will be a real-time example. Maybe the sample data we are just small set of data we're taking, but this is one of the scenario we will face in your real time when you start working on the Power BI, right? So let's basic the first table. So this first table contains a student table here. This is which contains the student ID and their corresponding marks. Okay, what the mark they secured. And the second table which is enrolled. So each student have enrolled for a couple of courses. So that entry is available on my enrollment table. And the last table which is nothing but my student info table where each student uh, their enrollment course and their city, just a city. It can be anything, okay, but this is a sample data. Now our ultimate goal is to get the student name and their total marks. That's it we know it. So if you consider the Anaya is enrolled for Power BI. So Power BI is what is the ID I got it? So student the registration ID I can say ABC. So ABC is 1200 plus 500 plus 300. This is my 2000. Okay. Second Ajit is enrolled for Tableau. So Tableau is student ID is D, right? So D is nothing but my 450. Okay, whereas the Rabi again Python how many times he done it? So Python is two times E and C. Okay, E and C I should consider. E is 650 and 300 here. Okay, so C is the enrollment twice has done, and it is just like a jointly share. Two IDs got jointly share for Power BI and Python. So it is basically 650 plus 300 equals to 950. Okay, so this is my output, and once you started working on the Power BI, what are the challenges you will face and how to tackle it? I will show you two different ways to tackle this calculation. Okay, let's dig into this. So let's open the Power BI. Let's open the Power BI desktop. All right, and just close this file. Save it. It's fine, and let me connect to that file. This file I will give it with the description box on this video. Okay, so once you connected it, let's take this three tables. Okay, first is my enrollment table, my student table, and my student info table. Load. There is no transformation required because this is straightforward data. All right, let's see the data whether that is correct or not. So let's check the student data. Yes, absolutely good. Enrollment and my student info, absolutely okay. So next, go to the relationship here. What sort of relationship is defined for me? Let's see a little bit zoom here. Yeah, so it is just a one-to-many relationship, if you see, and it is a case of a many-to-many here. Okay, so one student can enroll for multiple courses, and we have a multiple information, and one student have a different enrollment. So the student info also they have a multiple relationship, and this is also something. So this is a true example of a many-to-many relationship in this case, right? So let's dig into the things, and we just try to create a total marks for each student. So before to that, I just want to do some customization here so that my the text size would be on a bigger one. Sorry, yeah, let's take 15. Now let's drag a table here. Okay, and from the student info, I'm dragging my name. Okay, all right, we are getting it. Now let's create a any table I can take, or I can create a measure table also. Right now it is not required because I'm just creating a single column. Here I'm saying my total marks. Okay, so it's very simple formula will be sum of marks. That's it. student of marks, right? If I take this data now, sum of total marks here, you will get the total 3976. Why? The problem is, let's try to understand where is the mark available here. Mark is available on my student table, okay? And we are bringing from the name here. Hmm? So the name and the student marks. Let's try to understand here in this case. So the name is here and marks is here, okay? And there is no direct relationship between these two, between the student info to the student. There is no relationship. It is just a act of a just like a bridge table. There is an enrollment table available through which we are transferring the relationship to the student table. So we are bringing name here and marks. So there is no direct relationship between these two, right? That's why you are getting total as a value for each and every marks for the each student. First point is clear. Now how to tackle this kind of scenario? Let's create another measure here which I will corrected here. Okay. So say total marks 1. What I'll do? Calculate total marks. So the problem is my, let me put 1 here just to showcase another time. This is not the case. So what is this point here is that what I'm trying to say here in this case is that there is no relationship between the student info to student. Only it will be stored if you have a filter context through the enrollment, then only it will work. Okay. So what I can do here in this calculate is that I will put the table name as a filter in the calculate, so that what happen is now the filter can flow from the student info to the enrollment to the student. Then the marks will be corrected. Okay. So this is one more technique we can use it. So instead of putting here the one, now we can put directly the table name here. Table name also can be used as a filter inside the calculate. So it means that what are the filter context for the table, it will work out. Okay, so it will be like this. Now if you enter it, it will work, and if you drag this total marks now 1, this value will be corrected. Okay, 450, 2000 and 950. Leave it about the total will be, and there will be a separate scenario. Understand? This is like calculate the total marks, and we are doing the bridge table which is connecting to the student and student info, that I'm putting as a filter context here. So it will work in this way. Another way is that if you could do it, one more way is that suppose my filter context is moving from the student info to the enrollment, and from the enrollment it is going to the student. If the student and the enrollment, this piece, if it is a bidirectional filter, in the sense student can filter enrollment and enrollment can affect the student, then our problem will be resolved, right? So right now the student is only filtering the enrollment. So my student name is going from here, and once the enrollment also will affect filter the student, then my problem will be solved. Okay, so there are two ways. Directly you just double click on this and create a single cross filter direction to both, that you can do it, but I will not suggest, because this is a simple model, it is fine. But unless until it is really required, don't do that, because this is the only instances we require the cross filter direction as both. But to avoid that, I will create a measure. Inside that, I will just change it my relationship direction to both. Okay. So what I will do here is, in this case is that, and these two will be joining based on my student ID to student ID. Okay. So let's create another measure here. Total marks 2. Total marks 2. Okay. Calculate my total marks. Now I will use one function called cross filter. So cross filter, the left hand I need to do the enrollment and my student. These two I need to change the direction in this measure to both. So I will take enrollment student ID, comma student ID, comma both. So in this way we are doing with a cross filter function and we are changing for this particular measure, the total mark will be calculated based on the cross filter direction as both. Now enter it and put the value for the total marks too. It will be really the same thing, whatever you are getting on the total marks one. So the first way is just filter the intermediate table, this table. Second way is to do it to the cross filter direction as both between these two. So these are the two solutions when you have a many-to-many relationship kind of scenario happen and you want to calculate your measure in a different way. Then these are the two ways. Okay. Hope you like this video and please do subscribe this channel for more interesting content like this and please share it across your friends and relatives and happy learning and have a nice day. Bye bye.